Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to source for all things Rocket League, with your hosts K-Cube, Quilly, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
How's it hanging, Quilly?
Oh, it's hanging, the most wonderful time of the year. Living the dream, dreaming to live, if you would.
Oh, yeah. Just buying time till Boston.
Oh, gosh. Can't come soon. I will say, though, big issue with Boston. So, the main thing, every single time we go to these events, I come home deathly ill. The germs, COVID puts up LeBron numbers at these things, I swear. That are just the flu straight up. For some reason, under the influence, and I bought tickets to. I'm a Mavericks fan. Rest in peace, the Mavericks jersey used to be here. Nico Harrison, what you took from me, you son of a gun. So I bought tickets to a Mavericks at Nets game. It is the day after I come back from Boston. We come back that Monday. The game is on Tuesday. So I'm going to be injecting myself with vitamin C and whatever else I can find, any vitamin.
Some of those airborne gummies.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing a gas mask. Anyone comes near me and coughs, just know I'm socking you in the face. This is a warrant, obviously, for legal reasons. This is a joke, but I'm socking you in the face.
We're like 6 weeks away.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unreal at this point. It still feels like unreal. It's kind of weird though. It's like because we got Rocket League for like a very short period of time, and now we're like in another lull because of the holidays, and we're used to just having like just a straight up gap. So like it's also weird that we're going into Open 2 into the new year.
Yeah, it is very weird, but I think that's a good enough transition as any. Hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to our first episode of 2026. I'm Kyle, K-Cube in the top left, and in the bottom right we have Quilly. Hopefully not getting sick for Boston, but we shall wait and see on that one. On today's episode, we'll be talking about RLCS being back this week. Open number two will be underway this week for every region except North America. Those will be starting from anywhere from January 8th to January 10th and lasting about a week. So we'll be talking about what to expect from EU, some of the other regions, our thoughts on RLCS being back. From there, we will talk about all of the drama that has happened with Shift this past weekend and all that we know and all that we've been able to find. And lastly, we will be talking about Jynxzi picking up the sticks and playing some Rocket League, the challenge with Musty, what this means for the game and for the scene. And then lastly, we'll talk about our biggest resolution and or wishes for Rocket League and RLCS in 2026. So probably a little bit shorter of an episode today than normal, but we are just biding our time until RLCS is back this weekend. So we shall see what happens with that. So first and foremost, RLCS is back. As we mentioned, EU, OCE, MENA, OCE, SSA, and South America will all start their Open number 2 Open qualifiers this weekend, with EU and others starting on the 8th, so that'd be Thursday, and then the rest starting on the 10th, which is Saturday. So, everybody but NA in action this weekend. A lot of Rocket League to look forward to watch, to see, but, based on the fact that we've seen them the most recently, I figure we can talk about some of the EU teams. So new, not new this year, but making a reappearance this year with our new hybrid Open qualifiers. The top 8 from Major number 1 have auto-qualified into the top 16, and those teams are Vitality, Carmine Corps, Ninjas in Pajamas, Magnifico, Man City Esports, Novo, Gentle Bench, and Gentle Mates. So what are your thoughts on these 8 teams kind of already having their spot, and do you think that we will see our Open number 2 winner coming from this group of 8?
I think there's a no-brainer that the Open number 2 should be coming from this, because I don't even know what teams are missing here out of GK.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Possible winners.
There's a couple.
That you think can win the Open?
No, that you're missing from that group, right? That would be so like GK, maybe a Game Ward, which is Astro, Mozzarella, and Rusty's. Synergy, which is AJG, Rizex, and Dorito. Not necessarily that could win, but like that you could see be in the top 16 or should be in the top 16, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely think it helps weed out some teams. Is NA doing the same thing, or is it just EU?
no, it's all of them. All the regions will have this.
Huh. So does that mean NRG isn't in the hybrid? I mean, NRG has to qualify again?
Yes.
Oof.
So for NA, you have Space Station, Jynxzi, 100x35, Redacted, Shuffles Kittens, Shopify Rebellion, Team Silenced, and Foot.
Dang. NRG not guaranteed in the mix. If they imagine they don't even make top 16 again.
Yeah, no, that'd just be absolutely tragic for NRG.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they did it. I mean, I guess to like simplify things, but like I don't understand why, because like I'm assuming most of the teams, and as you can see by NRG's performance, anyone can get knocked out at any time. It at least keeps like the underdog story like alive. Like if you're gonna get beat by one of these teams coming up, like then you shouldn't be in the top 16. I think it's fair that if that's how matchups work out, that's how matchups work out. Because if you can't beat the best, there's no reason why you should be with the best. So I think it's a little bit like of an unfair advantage, but I mean also like they're more than deserving teams, so it's like hard to argue against it, in my opinion.
I mean, so I think realistically they're just doing this to prevent what happened to KC last year from happening again, right? Missing a major because you couldn't get through open quals. Like
2 years ago.
Yeah. No.
Back in the Rise days.
Yes, you're right. So, but I mean, that's like realistically, that's really the only reason I could think of them bringing that back. But nevertheless, for these 8 teams, like it's more of an incentive to make the top 8 than there already was, because you don't have to play. So like those 8 teams don't have to play this weekend. They're already there. So I don't know if that's a good thing for morale or for having a bye week essentially.
I think it does damage also to viewership. I know obviously they don't care as much because Rocket League themselves aren't streaming this. This is all team stream based through this weekend, so I don't think they care as much, which I think is a little bit unfair because, like, saying if you're an up and coming player and you're getting the opportunity to play on who's the KC streamer? What's that guy's name?
Fear is I don't remember. No.
Casey has that really famous French guy that streams their games.
Yeah, it's not Fear. I'm Kato.
Yeah. So like you don't have the advantage or like the opportunity to play on that stream in front of like a huge thing. I think that's also a huge appeal to playing against a team in an early round. Like you may get stomped out, but you also, if you do something cool, you get to surprise the world and quite literally the world, because there are thousands upon thousands of people just watching just purely to see Karmine Corp play. So I think it also has a little bit of a negative there. It definitely going to hurt the viewership numbers for the opens, and just seems like Rocket League just doesn't care, or they just don't care to let the numbers just die. So kind of sucks in that department, but yeah, I guess it'll be a little bit more leveled out of a playing field without these teams.
Yeah. So the last kind of question that I have about EU before we'll move forward, because there's we talked about it before, but does FIFA E, does the Kickoff Land Gauntlet change your thoughts in any of these teams, right? So like we coming into open number 1, we're like KC took a kind of a step back losing Drawley, but they performed fantastically at FIFA E, or at the Kickoff Land, and then you look at a team like Italy, who does phenomenal at FIFA E, a lot better than anybody expected. So like, does Hyder take that that momentum coming back into RLCS? So like, what do any of the previous results that we've seen change your opinion on any of these teams, or is it still kind of up for grabs?
FIFA E is like a non-factor to me, because like there's only 2 teams that are actually teams, being Wildcard and Furia, and 3 and NRG. But outside of that, like the Kickoff Lane is the only one that I would like take and like run with. but like only in the fact that KC is still arguably the best team in the world. We obviously haven't seen them play against Mina because this new Twisted Minds team looks insane against the Falcons team that's supposed to be insane because they paid all this money for Drali, the supposed number one player in the world.
That just made a FIFA E final with 2/3 of their roster.
Yeah, they still made it with their last year Falcons team. But yeah, Twisted Minds is not only beating them but giving them the work. So it's really what we're gonna see when KC goes against them. But as far as we're concerned, based off the kickoff land, KC's still the dogs, like the big dog in the house. They're still terrifying to go against. You still every matchup they're expected to win, no matter what. Even in Game 6 with 11 seconds on the clock, down a goal, they're still going to pull out a series win. It just happens. I don't know whether it's plot armor, whether it's ungodly amount of luck, or whether it's just straight up skill and just the unwavering determination to just keep on playing. But this team is it just feels unstoppable, and Kickoff Land kind of like re-solidified that. Outside of that, a lot of these NA teams, hopefully they can keep up the momentum, because objectively across the board outside of Carmine Corp, NA completely looked better than EU. Like objectively, there was no EU teams that looked better than the rest of NA outside of Carmine Corp.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it at length in the offseason, at length after Worlds last year. Where's NA depth? Where's NA depth? Where's NA depth? The EU is so good. And then we show up to Kickoff Land this year, and NA depth kind of kicked the shit out of EU depth. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But, I think my mentality shifts a little bit. I kind of had, Vitality up there. I had Gentle Mates and some of those teams up at the top. But, watching what Carmine Corp did, I think it's hard to not pick them. So I think you got to pick them. But, I mean, I still can't discount what Man City did. They almost beat Carmine Corp. They lost in Game 7. They kind of had, they got reverse swept in the kickoff gauntlet. So, a little bit more maturity, a little bit more experience, a little bit more and better coaching now that they have the Man City banner behind them, right? All the money and resources that come with that. I think that will help them and allow them to continue to compete at the high level that we've been seeing so far. So I'd love to see them in Boston. I think that'll be a lot of fun, but we will have to wait and see on that one. Well, I think it's time.
The lull part of this the podcast, the not so fun part.
I think that they are potentially in the process of being signed right now. I've seen a couple of things. I don't know who, I don't know when, but I think Redacted is going to be signed.
Yeah, I don't even know how we're supposed to get. I don't know how we're supposed to get news anymore based off this upcoming story.
So we'll talk about it again. But for the people who didn't see, we're going to talk about the Shift drama with Achilles. So I'll preface this with the tweet that Shift posted. A statement from the Shift RLE team, the official statement. We are aware of the recent inappropriate behavior by one of our founders, Achilles. Shift has always strived to be an inclusive environment for women in Rocket League esports, so we can imagine how disappointing this is. We have asked that he step away from Shift while he gets the help he needs. His spot with Shift will be revisited in the future after we feel he has shown true reconciliation through his actions, the Shift team. So, kind of came out of nowhere. It was first released that he got hacked, or he said that he got hacked, but we kind of have a timeline of events here from Brian, who kind of posted, he posted this reply 2 minutes. So for people who are not aware, I feel like I have to say it, but Achilles from his main account tweeted at Grok, have her sit down with her legs up. It is believed that he was referring to Athena in this, former Rocket League creator, wife of Rizzo, former RLCS player. And so he posted that at 4:23 for his local time, and then 2 minutes later he posted Happy New Year to all, hoping for a much better year at Shift RLE. So he was clearly on the account after, within minutes, who would hack a singular account just to post one tweet and not do anything else. So, Breon goes into much more detail about like a VPN and packet loss and interface in terms of like accounts, and it's come to the conclusion that he was in fact not hacked. He posted a twit longer, which has recently been deleted. I'd also like to mention that Achilles' X or Twitter account is now deactivated. You can't add him, you can't search him, you can't see anything, but he posted a twit longer that said, I've been struggling with a porn addiction for the past 10 years, which has been closely tied to my anxiety and severe depression. I've reached a breaking point where I'm afraid of doing something I might regret. I am taking steps to get help, including starting therapy and potentially seeking treatment at a psychiatric hospital in the coming days. My goal is to heal and work toward becoming my true self again. I don't want any sympathy. This is something I'll have to battle with on my own. I'm sorry for any discomfort my struggles may have caused my colleagues or friends. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I hope to return to doing what I love once I've had the support I need and made meaningful change. Thank you for reading. So, that got a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I just remember originally seeing like the "I got hacked" tweets, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Because we've seen it before. We've seen accounts get hacked and they start posting slurs or just adding people and just saying as many derogatory things as they can and just are like shouting out other things. So I was like assuming, that's probably what happened. Someone just hacked it and just put some not nice words. And then it turns out I've seen a lot of things of turns into him talking about his depression and him talking about his porn addiction. I was like, wow, this is taking a turn. I have no idea what the hell is going on anymore. And this is not what I was expecting. Obviously, the tweet he made, disgusting, inappropriate, completely unreal for him to just straight up do, or quite literally anyone to do. And on top of that, obviously, a completely different issue is the fact that Grok is a tool that people can use to do such things. I was talking about it before with K-Cube that like I even saw on Chronic someone just put Chronic in a micro bikini and it did it. Like obviously it's not to the same effect like because obviously he's objectifying a female and like that's just a whole different level, but I mean like the fact that the Grok is just so under like I don't it's just like not stopped. Like something needs to be there's got to be some form of limitations to this where it shouldn't be doing anything inappropriate or should be sensing things that are inappropriate and stopping in its tracks. But yeah, I mean regardless, even that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that this is even like a thing going on, especially one of the biggest reporters in the scene is tweeting out stuff like this. It's just disgusting and unforgivable. Obviously we should not be treating people like this, like just the lack of respect for another human being to just like think this was normal or okay, and then try to backtrack it as I got hacked, but like the damage is done. It was too far in. There was no way of undoing the deed once it was done. But yeah, it's just like it's the part of the online game. Obviously, I'm not like trying to like like support it or not support it, but like make excuses for it. But like it's the whole part of the internet is just people are weird, man, and there's nothing we could do about it. One like people looking at a screen are capable of doing anything and saying anything, and it's just a wild west out here. It's stuff we can't control, and it's just people got to respect people, and unfortunately we're not seeing that right now.
No. And it again, you can't see them anymore, so there's screenshots posted out, but he said something was posted from my account when at the time I had no control of, and I've been panicking, not knowing what to say. I've been sick to my stomach since. I've been seeing the screenshots. People can believe what they want, and I can't stop them. I'd like to request to stop sharing whatever was posted during that time. I would never condone something like that or post something like that from my main account, is what was tweeted. So obviously, this post and more have been taken down before the TwitLonger came out, so it's reason to believe that this was back when he was trying to convince everyone that he had been hacked. But he the words here are important, right? He said, from my main account. So where did he mean to post that? On an alt account. somewhere else. But he didn't. So, that, like, you're never going to fully rid the internet of weirdos and creeps, like Willie mentioned. It's a wild place. So, if you're on the internet, please be careful. You never know who you're going to run into or who you're going to talk to or see. But again, if you're struggling with something even remotely similar to this, or anxiety or depression or anything like that, please seek help. Please talk to someone. Like, don't bottle it in, and eventually it'll blow up like this. Don't let that happen. Go talk to someone and figure it out. So on a personal level, I really hope that he gets the help that he needs. I hope that everything works out for him. I hope that he's able to come out a better person than this. But from a professional standpoint, it's unacceptable and not something that you should be doing, especially if you are as public facing as he is. So I've heard from some of the other shift guys that we've worked with. They obviously a little bit of a bomb went off there with that one. No one would have expected that. So shift will go on. The news will go on. I'm sure that things will be a little bit rocky to start out, as kind of they need to. I don't know if rebuild their brand is the right word, but kind of build some trust back.
Distance themselves from that situation.
Exactly. Kind of similar to like the Carmine Corps situation we were seeing before, where they asked one of their founders to step away just because of all the bad publicity. I would imagine it's going to be a little bit similar to that. So, but in the meantime, hopefully I wish the other guys at Shift who aren't involved in this particular aspect the best, and I hope that it does not affect Shift too much, because it is a source that all of us rely on for so much Rocket League news. So an unfortunate topic, but one that we have to mention nonetheless. So
yeah, just respect people, man. I feel like it's way harder for people to do than it should be. It's like, just treat. It's the simplest thing you're told when you're a kid. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Obviously, some sickos out there just don't seem to care or respect those just general guidelines of life. Yeah, it's just a shitty situation all around, and hopefully the community isn't affected too long term by this, and hopefully we can move on as people, and not move on, act like this didn't happen, but figure this shit out, stop treating people so disrespectfully, because it was just such a disgusting thing to do. Yeah.
But let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something, I say, exciting for Rocket League. And that is Jynxzi picking up Rocket League. Musty challenged Jynxzi to a 1v1 where Jynxzi would start the game up 99-0, where the first one to 100 wins. The event is happening tonight, January 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern, I imagine.
Yes. That's what I believe.
Yeah, so in about an hour and 45 minutes, or an hour and 35 minutes here, Jynxzi streamed Rocket League for the first time, I believe yesterday. And Rocket League was trending on the Twitch homepage with over 119,000 viewers. Jynxzi accounted for 55,000 of them. So he, there's a couple of clip highlights that popped up that people may have seen on YouTube Shorts or TikTok, where his chat tells him, correctly so, that there's more billionaires in the world than SSLs. And he was flabbergasted by that. He was in Tenacity's stream asking for some coaching and some tips. So, I think that he finally is starting to understand that this, the skill gap in this game. I'd be very, very interested to kind of see if this kind of 1v1 with Musty kind of allows him to, or kind of prods him into playing the game more. Maybe a rematch when Musty, probably beats him, if I had to guess. But kind of exciting to see from someone who has not played Rocket League in the past.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting, and it's obviously more than good for the game. We've seen Jynxzi, his track record of not even just like giving games life, reviving them, bringing them back from the dead. He's done it with Rainbow Six, and now he's done it with Clash of Clans. He's just revitalized both of those games and like made them way bigger than they could have ever imagined after falling off a little bit. Rainbow Six was quite literally in the trenches, the mud. No one was touching that game. That game was falling off a cliff, to my knowledge, and like I hadn't played it in years, and then all of a sudden it became one of the biggest things just from him playing the game, just being himself and having a good time and making everyone else see the fun in the game. And then it got to a point where the game wasn't evolving. The game itself, they weren't taking the steps seriously, and they weren't going forward as the game should be. So he picked it up and went to the next game. And now Clash of Clans has become one of the biggest things. Like I've been to so many events in the last year, and I just see people with their phones out playing Clash of Clans during live events that they paid money to be at. That's how big he's gotten this. I feel like he's gotten this game because I hadn't seen anyone play Clash of Clans since I was in high school. I know there's an esport for it, but I mean, there's an esport for freaking everything at this point.
Gotta get on that Clash Royale grind.
Yeah, got to get those crowns up or whatever the currency is. And obviously he picks up games and they get views from. So this could also be a one-off, but I mean, getting 55K eyes on the game is never going to be bad for it. I know a little while ago he watched Zen highlights, and obviously we know what Zen highlights look like. So it's mind-blowing for him and everyone in his chat that was watching it, and them all knowing Zen is the best player in the world. So it's showing that Rocket League still does have some traction, does still have some motion in the scene. Yeah, hopefully, maybe if Jynxzi likes the game, maybe he could do some revitalizing of Rocket League's life, and maybe for once, Rocket League does something good and builds off of this. You know, maybe this is how we get Unreal. Should we bring it back to Unreal Engine 5, the big 2026?
Hey, that's stop stealing content from our next section here. But no, I'm with you. I mean, it's going to be, to my knowledge, it's going to be one of the highlights in terms of like streaming content from someone who we didn't expect, in my opinion, this year. Like Jynxzi is a soccer or football fan. He played growing up, to my knowledge, so I can see where the appeal would come in. So hopefully they can, they can sink the hook in and reel him in like so many of us have had happen to us. So, for that reason, I'm hopeful that it will continue to help grow the game. I'm interested to see this this 1v1. I think that it's going to be good for the scene. I think it's going to be good for Musty. I think Musty certainly realized the potential like super quickly, and that's why he jumped on and called out Jynxzi. I think that was a fantastic idea, and I think Musty did a great job with that. So hopefully, like you said, Rocket League can, at least for once, capitalize on this momentum. I think, yeah, I can imagine Tenacity being super nervous because of 55,000 viewers. But hopefully they give him a creator code. A bunch of people would use it. I know that. So for that reason, I hope that they're able to at least get him to stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the most people, I'm just not shading in any way because obviously we ain't pulling those numbers, but I think the most he's ever spoken in front of was like he pulls actually a good number. I think he's like 5K around, maybe
10
up to 10K.
Yeah, 10-12 is probably his peak.
Yeah, because he gets up there in numbers, but like to 5X that to a completely different audience. So not only is he speaking to people that he usually isn't speaking to, he has now become our face and voice of Rocket League to these people. So there's a lot of pressure on him. So nervous probably is an understatement for what he was. And obviously Jynxzi, not even on top of that, Jynxzi's one of the biggest creators in the world. So it's pretty much like it's an avenue for him to even expand his own brand. So yeah, very understanding if he was nervous in that situation. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and obviously Tenacity, one of the nicest guys in the community, and just a very chilled dude. So I don't want to say congratulations because that seems a little bit weird, but no, he's very deserving, and is very awesome to see him on someone at on this large of a stage, getting to talk about the thing that we love to talk about ourselves.
Yeah, and I just looked it up. Tenacity has on his personal channel has a peak viewership of like 8,800, and his highest Twitch viewership was during a professional League of Legends event, peaking at 387,000.
tenacities?
Yeah.
What the hell?
But not on his not on his personal account. It was on like a League of Legends, like an LCS broadcast. According to Google AI, at least. So.
I was going to say
No,
shout out AI, but
yeah,
we
like
kind of dunked on AI for a little bit there.
8,500. Yeah. So I think that the AI might be wrong on this one. It might be a different person, might be a different tenacity, but hey, we'll have to see. So, nonetheless, good for Rocket League, good for Jynxzi, good for Musty too, good for tenacity to get to have all those viewers. But here we are. So this kind of, is there anything else that you wanted to mention about Jynxzi, about the shift stuff, about RLCS before we bring up our last topic for today?
Jynxzi, please save our game. Jynxzi, please. Jynxzi, we've thrown out so many lifelines. Please.
If no one else can do it, maybe Jynxzi can bring it back. But that's a good transition. So 2026 resolutions and wishes for Rocket League and RLCS. I'll kind of talk through some of the ones that a lot of the community have been asking for a while. That's UE5. I don't even know if it's possible. Maybe someone with the pull and viewership like Jynxzi might be able to help push that in the right direction if possible. Consistent communication from Epic. I don't know if it's possible, but here we are. And then that brings me kind of to one of my personal wishes for RLCS, and that is a non-Dickies Worlds in 2026. But we've talked about that before. Do you have any resolutions or wishes or anything that you're kind of hoping for this year from Rocket League?
Unironically, I think you just went 0 for 3 on resolutions. I think this
probably.
The standard you set for resolutions is insane. Now just enjoy Rocket League, go to these events, have a ball, and keep talking carball, doing this weekly. I'm liking what's going on. Obviously, we got to build and expand. You can't just keep stagnant, or else you're never going to grow whether as a creator, as a person, or anything in between. So yeah, just being a better person this year, being a better content creator, maybe create some merch lines, figuring all that good jazz out. Yeah, because obviously we need stickers for Major Number 1. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's going to be a long season. I'm hoping. My resolution is just that, and wish is that just Rocket League doesn't die.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I'll also to be in champ and like actually stay in champ. That's also
fair. Well, like we mentioned before on the episode before the new year, Santa niced me up, and I got a new video camera. So I'm hopeful that we can churn out some video content and maybe make a nice YouTube video talking like about the event and all that stuff with our interviews and things like that. So that's kind of the new content goal, at least for Boston. But we will have to do what we can on that one. But I mean, I've been enjoying the game again a lot more than I have in months past. It's certainly rewarding to hit the rank that you're looking for, but I'm hopeful that we can continue to go to the events, continue to cover the game, because it's been so much fun. Because some of my best friends have come from Rocket League, so just hopefully to, at the very least, continue on with what we've been doing at the same level, but nowhere to go but up still in my personal opinion. So hopefully this will be a year that we can bring you even more and better content, that we can bring you more and cool new merch designs, new stickers, new content. So here's to an exciting 2026.
Cheers to that. Cheers my Spider-Man cup.
Oh yeah. But like I mentioned at the top of the show, I mean, I'm sure that we'll still have our Quilly question for today, but it's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. There's not a whole lot to talk about that's at least positive in nature, right? Like there's certainly we could continue to go in more in depth with the shift stuff, but I don't really want to comment on that any more than we already have, and kind of bring the vibe down. I'm not trying to do that. So RLCS is happening this weekend. Jynxzi's playing Rocket League. What a time to be alive. So is there anything else that you wanted to add on any of the things that we've talked about today?
I'm going to give you a guess, a little bit of prediction about Boston. How many inches of snow do you think we are going to get?
While we're there?
Yes. specifically there. Do you think we get any snow?
Yes.
As I make a projection, we should make a
2 inches.
maybe 6. I'm just kidding.
I knew you were trying to bait that out, but I wasn't doing it.
Honestly, I'm thinking like 4 to 5 inches. I'm thinking.
Is that a lot of snow? Too much snow?
Too
Not
much.
enough snow?
I mean, for you, that's like a spring day.
Well, no, but I mean, I hope it'll snow. I think the vibes would be awesome with a snowy major. So we'll have to hope for that. But man, I mean, I think anywhere from like 3 to 6 inches is probably pretty fair, right? And we're gonna be there Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So lot of time for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm super excited. That would be interesting. It'd honestly be really cool. I think the cinematic shots, like the B-roll they get of a snowy stadium, would be
so
fire.
Good.
You know, I think they'd also have to be obligated to make all matches on snowy day or snow day.
Yeah.
Man.
I know a lot of people don't like that, but also think about the cinematic shots for the Project Octane because it actually drives now in the snow. Oh man.
I don't know if they. You think they'd leave it in the snow?
No, but like they could drive it and like get the B-roll of it driving in the snow.
Dude, imagine like a slow-mo shot of it drifting through the snow, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
It's got a roll cage in it. It should be
good. Get us on the content team. We know what we're talking about.
I'm built for this.
Maybe I bring the drone and we get some snowy Boston B-roll shots too. I mean, I don't know. If we're doing a video, may as well.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. But any other questions or anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up for today?
What was your favorite gift you got for Christmas? Did we talk about that last week? We didn't.
I don't know.
We do it after?
We talked about it a little bit, but we didn't like go into detail.
I don't think we did. No, I think we talked about what we got for other people. I don't think we talked about what we got. Because we did an episode the week before Christmas. We didn't do one last week, which was the week after Christmas.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, what's your favorite gift?
I got to be the camera.
Oh, that was a gift?
Yeah, from Santa.
Dang, Santa's got money like that?
He built it. What do you mean money like that?
True. All right, I'm going to pull out my gift. This is going to set my desk back a little bit. I told my girlfriend this is the sleeper best gift she's ever gotten me. But it's a desk mat of the Millennium Falcon blueprints. I thought it was pretty gas.
That's sick.
It is sick. I love this thing. I was going to say, honorable mention, my friend bought me a signed CeeDee Lamb Cowboys helmet. Ignore all my socks right here. I haven't put them in I haven't folded them together. I'm a little bit of a mentally insane person. I need to find the exact sock to the thread count that it matches.
Fair.
As a nice looking camera. Yeah.
And I got a little it has a cage on it.
Yeah. Those things, I think that you can get attachments for that.
Yep, I certainly can because I have I can attach my mic to it, and I got oh man, the funnier one I got. Have you ever seen gone to a professional photographer or whatever, and they have the backpack strap that has a spot for 2 cameras?
Yeah,
I got one.
Yeah.
Double fisting cameras,
Gonna be looking pro as hell. We will be doing the faking it till we be making it. I'm trying to reset my setup now that I pulled my desk mat.
Yeah, I mean it a lot of stuff to new toys to play with and camera gear to figure out how to make work and all that stuff. But good problems to have, good problems to have.
Yeah, I hope Santa brought everyone their gifts that they were praying for. Unfortunately, I don't think Santa can carry many of you to SSL if that was on your list. But
that was the only thing on my list.
I think if I asked Santa that, he would send me coal. You would say, "Kick rocks, kid. You are never getting up there," and I'd agree.
Yeah, but from us here on the show, I think that's going to be all for today. So happy New Year to all of you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Solstice, if that's what you celebrate. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday season. Hopefully you got to see some friends and family, got to spend some time relaxing and doing some fun stuff. But we'd like to thank you all so much for listening. We'd like to remind everyone that this podcast is proudly brought to you by our name level supporters on Patreon, Alyssa B. Please remember to rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts, share the show, tell a friend. It all helps us grow our audience and improve the show. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Twitch, which we're currently live recording on right now, and come join our Discord. Make sure to support us by checking out our merch store and our Patreon. This is how we fund the show and do giveaways in the future. All of these links and more can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball. See ya!
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, boostoverball.com.